how did that feel? She's tricky because first set was completely different to the second set. How did you deal with it all?
Yeah, it's a tricky match, definitely. You guys don't know, but I practiced with her and she kicked my ass a couple of days ago. So I was coming to this match and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to jump everywhere and just put the ball in. Definitely the key here is to accept that she's gonna play winners anytime she wants to. And yeah, after winning that first set, I knew that the level is gonna change for sure, you know, so getting ready and yeah, very pleased with the way I played and definitely how I handled the end of the match. On time today.
How do you feel to win three matches in a row? I've been a lot of months that have never happened. That not happened.
What a great feeling, huh? You miss it sometimes, but yeah, I mean, I'm very proud that I stayed patient because the level of the training that I've been having since Miami is unbelievable, and I basically wasn't losing any practice sets. I was playing amazing and just wasn't there, but I'm glad that I kept believing in myself and kept saying it's gonna come one day or another. And yeah, very pleased with the level that I'm playing in. It's not that I'm playing bad and I'm winning, you know, ugly. So I hope I can continue in this level, and I hope I can keep having joy and fun on the court. Don't be shy. She's shy. So you can do this.
Congratulations, Ons. Jelena can be a tricky character to play. I think there was a moment where she celebrated towards your box and she made the handshake a little bit brief. Did you notice that? And is it difficult to kind of block that out while you're playing?
Listen, everybody has a different character on the court. Everybody knows Jelena. I think she always tells me the demons in her head comes out during the match. So I completely understand. I was really pumped, and definitely everybody has their own thing on the court. Probably my box wasn't that easy too, cheering for me, which I personally enjoy. Maybe she said some bad words to them, but I think they can handle it. They're grown-ups. But yeah, it is what it is. It's out of my control. It's her own thing. But I'm glad that I really got the win, and I really stand pumped until the end of the day.
Congrats on you obviously had two tight wins in the prior rounds. Just curious, how important was it to, even if it wasn't your best tennis and it wasn't always perfect, to just survive and fight through and you know, build momentum in that way?
Yeah, I mean, the second set, you know, when you play against her, sometimes you just give her a little bit of space. She tries to go in and hit winners, which is her game. And again, the key for me was to accept that kind of game. Sometimes, you know, I get a little bit tight because I know if I give her the small space, she's gonna go in and hit amazing shots. But I'm happy that I really stayed focused, especially in the second set, and got the win and served for the match. Did you watch my documentary? Okay. Waiting for your thoughts.
I haven't seen the documentary yet, but I saw Challengers, which you should see. So as your belief was sort of maybe wavering a little bit the last few months, or maybe it wasn't wavering at all, was it mainly physical? Were things mainly physical or mental, or how do they play with each other? How did your struggles with some injuries over the last year, how did that work into your thinking, and how much of your great training since Miami and your great form is just being healthy again?
I think there's a mix of a lot of things, mentally and physically. Obviously, I wasn't really aware how such an injury like in the knee could affect, you know, my mental, because you know, I was thinking that I was moving well and I putting the weight, for example, on my right knee, but it was actually really bothering me. I couldn't go fully. But in my mind, I thought I was going fully. And that thing really affects you when you play and try to not stress and put that much pressure on the knee. But it did actually affect my confidence in Indian Wells, Miami, and definitely went into Charleston as well. I was tricky actually with the knee as well. Is like some days I really feel good, and some days like it could be really painful. So it was like up and down, and sometimes in a tense moment maybe I don't go fully on it. So I kept practicing, kept working hard, doing a lot of exercises. If you know, the new rehab thing right now is really to straighten the glutes and the quads, and nothing much you can do about it. So that's what I kept doing. I kept working hard, believing, and tricky match since Charleston and Stuttgart. So for now, I feel like really much better physically, and that really helps the mental.
So a couple questions. First one about the documentary. In the doc, they make you watch the Wimbledon final. I'm wondering, was that purely just the idea of the producers? Was that something you were willing to do? Where did they really push you? And was there anything positive that came out of that?
I don't know what's the positive. I really want to kill Matt for making me watch that. He kept telling me slowly, I think it's good that you watch. What do you think? I don't want to push you, but he was pushing me a little bit. And then I was like, okay, just for you, And he kept forwarding. I was like, please, I know what's gonna happen. I don't want to see it again. I hate watching myself in general, and especially that final. And I was like, okay, keep it together, just go through the match. And then at the end, I was like, I cannot. It is very, very difficult to do it. And I think the drama in it, he wants to catch that part of me not wanting to watch it, I was like, okay, good job. You got the scene. So let's move on.
Second question about your next opponents. It's either Coco or Maddie. I want to ask you about Coco first. You played her 6 times, I think.
She probably won 6 times or 5 times.
No, 4.
Okay.
So just wondering, how different would it be playing her on clay? I think you played her once.
Played
or something
her
on
once,
clay,
yeah.
And just how do you see her evolution as a player, especially that you've played her in different parts of her career?
I think Coco plays unbelievable. She's a tricky opponent. She's such a fighter as well. Doesn't give any free points. So it's gonna be definitely a difficult match if we play each other. We all know each other on the court and off the court. What we like, what we don't like. And I'm gonna again focus on myself, be ready, enjoy every point that I can play on this court healthy. It's I think maybe the most important thing for me right now. Yeah, Maddie, the completely different player on the court. I think she plays unbelievable, and I think I need to have my feet grounded because she hits really hard, and sometimes you stay unbalanced. So I hope they play for 4 hours and get tired and not be ready for tomorrow. The usual.
Hey, on speaks Caitlin Clark and WNBA. Suddenly there's a lot of talk about how much money female athletes are making, and they're looking at tennis and be like, oh, they're doing well. And they're rediscovering how far you've come. I wonder if you feel that it's been taken for granted, how far women tennis has led the way for female sports, and what's now the role of tennis in this leadership kind of role?
You spoke too fast, and I think I understood half of it, but you're talking about women's basketball, right? Yeah. Okay. No, it's okay. Yeah. No, I feel like definitely tennis is one of the sports that I'm proud of to play in as a woman, but I feel like we have a long way, especially here in Madrid and in Rome, in Europe in general. I feel like they need to respect women more, and they need to respect how we are playing. Some things we feel it, maybe a lot of things in practices, the way they treat women here and men, they're completely different, and maybe people from outside, they don't see it. I'm definitely one of the people that I want to speak up. I really enjoy watching women's tennis. I enjoy watching women's sports in general, and I think we deserve better. It's not we are not doing any effort, and we're asking for more what we deserve for sure.
One last in English, and then we switch to French.
We can. It's okay. I feel like talking today.
Okay.
If we have time.
All right.
Follow up on that. You're still an investor in NC Courage or no?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as I know. They didn't kick me out or anything.
No, having made that move, you know, investing in women's sport, but it's in America, and I'm curious if you have any ideas of trying to invest in women's sports or if you have ideas to push women's sports in the Middle East and North Africa.
I'm definitely open for more ideas. I wanna push women's sports in general. I feel like maybe people that know, but in Europe we can do a lot more better than it's actually happening. Definitely in the Middle East, but I feel like in the Middle East are more invested in helping women do a lot of more things. So I don't have any ideas yet, but I am very open for it.
Just what Carol was saying is, I understand what you're saying about you still have a long way, but I don't know if you saw Caitlin Clark, who's the biggest star in the college basketball in this last season. The money she's making is even less than what you would make losing in a tournament somewhere in the first round. And I'm wondering, did any of that shock you if you've seen these kind of numbers? And what can other women's sports do to what do you think tennis has done that other women's sports have not done?
I think women's tennis come a long way. You know, we very grateful for Billie Jean King and all the other women that fought hard. Serena, Maria, all of them. They're trying to represent, you know, very well the sport. And I think a lot of women's players needs to be aware of it and aware what's really happening. Sometimes I don't really think that it's just a question of money, but also respect, because I sometimes just, you know, I say it again, and I told you so many times that people would judge women's tennis without even watching one match, and that pisses me off a lot, because for me you cannot judge a basketball match, women's match, because it's just a woman playing. And I feel like we are sometimes programmed, you know, you open okay, let's watch football. What kind of football? Is it men football? Is it women football? And even us, you know, I grew up just opening the TV and I was like, okay, let's go watch football, Ronaldo, this and that. And first, we don't have the opportunity to watch a lot of women's sports in general, which it's changing right now, but I think we're in 2024, we need more than that. I want to open the TV and not just see a Women's World Cup. It's Men's World Cup. Can I call it Men's World Cup as well? You know, it's just like these things, it's small details that makes the difference. And I feel like as a woman playing, for me to inspire a whole new generation, for example, here in Spain, I would love to go to the hotel and open the TV and see a women's tennis match. I haven't seen once one tennis match of women. All they're showing, obviously, I understand there's a lot of Spanish playing, but man, like one match, or asking for one match, even like this female Spanish, they're not even showing, you know. And for me, it's really frustrating to see that. How can you inspire young girls without showing any match in that? And then they say, okay, men's tennis is better.
Can I ask you about your game on clay versus on grass? I mean, you've had success on both, but when you think of yourself and the tools that you have, which area sort of provides the best opportunities for you?
Both really amazing, and for me it's a completely different game. A lot of patience in clay, and I enjoy it, especially when I feel good physically on the court. I feel like I have time to think and everything. For the grass, it goes really fast, but I also like it because sometimes with a drop shot, with the slices, it could really bother a lot of people. And I think the combination of both, the fact that clay comes before grass, really helps me, because having a lot of matches on clay really helps me physically to be ready for the grass. And again, like I'm such a huge football fan, so it's like when I play on grass, it's like playing on like a really huge football field, soccer.